That is a conflict of interest if you ask me. So I'm here at Walmart and people keep asking me to do a more in-depth review on this brand right here called Jinx. All right, first of all, the word jinx, if you look it up, it means bad luck or to cast a spell of bad luck. So why in the world would you name dog and cat food bad luck? That's a really weird thing. The next thing is that I have the Jinx website frequently asked questions, which I can tell you personally, this is a very carefully worded jumble of nonsense to avoid liability. But I'm going to go through a few of these here and I'm going to show you guys exactly what's happening here. The first one here is called The Modern Dog Defined. So that's already misleading as it is. Like, these dogs are modern. They're not like the older dogs or the ancient counterparts, as they say. But no matter what you say, it doesn't change the fact that dogs and cats are carnivores. They're setting you up to make you think, oh, well, I guess my dog doesn't need all of that meat protein. This paragraph I'm about to read to you is implying that dogs, it's okay for dogs to have fillers in their food. Like, ignore the fact that they're carnivores. Okay, here we go. Modern dogs are the domesticated counterparts of their wild ancestors, hunting toys behind couch cushions instead of their next meal. What? They're basically setting you up to be okay with the terrible ingredients that is in the food. Because your dog's so cute, he's hunting little toys behind the couch cushion. It does not change the fact that dogs are carnivores. If all humans disappeared on Earth today and you had a toy breed dog, when your toy breed dog got hungry enough, he's going hunting for a fact. He's not going to be hunting rice fields or corn fields or wheat fields or any other grain that they're sticking in this dog food to water it down for profits. They're going to hunt for meat. So their next frequently asked question is, why kibble? Here's the scoop. Backed by decades of scientific research, I'm dying to see the scientific research because I know it's complete bull. Kibble proves to be the simplest and safest way to ensure your dog is getting a balanced diet. What is balanced about adding grains and yeast to dog food? You can literally just walk outside and inhale, or your dog just needs to inhale the microscopic amounts of yeast that is floating in the air, and that's all they need. They don't need these large cakes of yeast added to dog foods out of greed because it's a Monsanto product purchase so you can get a tax break at the end of the year. This is the reason why there are so many ingredients on dog food. It's all for this giant pyramid scheme created by Monsanto and shoved down our throats. This one's my favorite. Are fresh and raw diets better? It's important to note that fresh or raw dog food diets delivered to your home require considerable effort and timing to thaw and serve meals safely. The highly perishable nature of these diets can pose health risks from bacteria such as Salmonella and E. coli and Listeria, which can affect not only your dog, but you can transfer to your home. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. First of all, dogs handle Salmonella, Listeria, and E. coli far different than humans do. Dogs have a higher acidity in their stomach. Their digestive tract is much shorter. It passes quickly. So these bacteria have no time to settle. Yes, it would be dangerous for humans to get one of these three, but you can get any of this stuff just buying groceries for just regular human food. So they're trying to scare you into buying their trash. That's what this is. Jinx trash. This food would never touch my dog because I know exactly what will happen within just 2 or 3 days. Is as soon as my dog would start eating this, she'll start licking her feet, scratching, digging in her ears. That's a fact, especially in the summer. Now, there's a lot to go over, but I'm only going to do just one more. Why is Jinx lower in animal protein than some other kibbles? Or is less animal protein really healthier for my dog? Since modern dogs have replaced hunting and roaming with trips to doggy daycare and lounge around, here we go with more of the BS. The reason that there's hardly any animal protein in here is because of profit. That is it. They want profit. They could care less about your dog. They actually have someone that works for them that also works for AAFCO, AAFCO, the American Association for Feed Control, that set the standards. That is a conflict of interest if you ask me. So this is why there's hardly any meat in the bag. This is why it's all like meal, like chicken meal or salmon meal. And once again, I've said this in many videos, When you see fish on a label, Jinx, unless you can prove it to me by inviting me to the facility where you make this garbage, people, you are not getting the fillet of that salmon. You're getting the head, the tail, bone, and maybe some guts in between. That's it. You are not getting the meaty part, the healthiest, protein-rich parts of that fish. I find it very curious that they ask that question in the frequently asked question parts, like, why is there much animal protein, or meat protein is what they really mean to say, but they're trying to avoid that word meat. It's a very carefully worded frequently asked questions that I've ever seen on any dog food company, because they're shoving garbage down your dog's throat. Not only this, this food was started by people that sold mattresses, that worked for Casper. Casper sells all kinds of like sleep stuff, like mattresses and sound machines. They don't know anything about dog food, nothing. And the whole thing was supported by Hollywood actors and actresses. That's what you're getting right here. This may be why they call it Jinx. This will never touch my dog, ever. Even if it was the last dog food on earth, ever. Like and follow for more angry videos.